Hey, what's up, everybody? So I want to kind of talk about power scales and dimensions at the same time. So I want to kind of talk about like different titles people like to call themselves by, and I want to get more in depth to understanding what they are and the difference between the levels. Okay, so I want to talk about like third dimensional beings that tap into the spiritual realm, kind of. Usually tend to be what people like to call witches, and the only reason witches are witches, and they deal, and I consider them like third dimensional beings, because you have like seven dimensional you got higher dimensional beings, okay, depending on like your power scale, okay. And the reason what I call witches usually to me third dimensional is because they still use third dimensional things to accomplish their spell work. And what I mean by that is like, they might, like, let's say they use chicken blood mixed with this bone, mixed with a pieces of a hair or somebody's shit, right? They have to use elements to create this magic. As in, if you get into the higher realms of consciousness, you actually realize everything's energy, and you just got to build the energy within you. Now, there's different types of energies to build within you too, because you have like Naruto theme world, which is like kind of like ninjutsu, which is people like you can power up with just like holding hand signs and doing stuff, and you can shift. And then there's also like Dragon Ball Z, where you're like, oh, you're powering your energy up, which you can see my energy, and then like, but you can still tap into like magic, because magic is just a form of energy, and it's about building that energy within you, so that you don't really need to rely on the external sources. Okay, now the external sources are there for those when you're like first waking up, when you're first tapping into stuff. Kind of like what people when they get like tarot reading. Tarot reading is just for a lower level vibration, which because like it taps into using a material thing, as if there's some people out there that literally can tell your fortune without ever having to tap into using a card to tell your fortune. Some people can actually create the fortune because like there's levels of that, right? So it's all about, I just want to explain, there's levels of consciousness and levels of abilities, and each stage has its own set of instructions and own set. So like it's about just how powerful or what powers you want, and in that focus of growth you're gonna obtain those. So that's why I don't like when people are like, some people try to call me a witch, and I'm like, well, I'm not no witch, because I don't rely on the material manifestations, the material things. I have my own abilities. I have own powers and magic in a sense of energetic skills, which is more like I'm a creator. I'm on that creator path, so